Hi beauties, welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time here. I am always so happy to have you. I am doing a tag video today. A tag video that nobody tagged me in to do and nobody asked for. But here we are. I love a good beauty tag. I love all things beauty. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here if I didn't. So this is one I've seen floating around. It was originally created by Allie. I will, of course, leave her video linked down below. Check her out. She's lovely. But this is sort of like 21 questions, but makeup edition. So let's just get into it. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Question number 1 is the oldest product in your makeup collection. Okay, I just realized that I sat down to film this and I didn't grab any of the products that I'm going to be talking about, so that's cool. But, so question number 1 is the oldest products in your stash. Now, I initially thought that this had to be my ABH Glow Kits. So I have the Sun Dipped Glow Kit, which I have loved deeply. This is it. I've got Pan in a couple shades. This came out in 2016, so this is getting pretty old. And then I also have, just stuck my nail in all of those. Then I also have the original Nicole Guerrero ABH Glow Kit. This came out the following year. I think this came out 2017. So both of those are fairly old. However, the more I thought about it, I honestly think like the oldest things that I have are some of my lipsticks, like the Milani Color Statement lipsticks and the Maybelline Color Sensational. I think I have had some of these for, it's got to be going on 6 or 7 years. I think I discovered these back in like 2014. Maybe even earlier. I don't remember, but, and these are some of the original shades that I have picked up. Look, they smell fine, they look fine, they perform just fine, so why would I get rid of them? As far as I'm concerned, they are just fine. So these lipsticks have got to be the oldest for sure. Question 2 is my most recent makeup purchase, which is certainly my Auric order, which I will insert a picture of somewhere, but I bought several of those products on launch day last week. I bought a couple of the Glow Lusts, and then I bought a couple of the Smoke Reflect shadows. So I actually just got an email today with my tracking information, so I am so excited to get those and play with those, but that is the most recent thing that I have bought. Question 3, the first makeup product you ever used. Now, I'm sure like when I was a kid I had some, lip smackers or something, which I know isn't makeup, but when you're in like 2nd or 3rd grade it feels like makeup. But the first like legit makeup product that I have like a strong memory of and a strong like sense of nostalgia for, that I can really remember just using the shit out of, was these Mary Kay cream to powder eyeshadows. They were called Icicles. We're having some difficulties today, y'all, but we're gonna get through it, okay? What I was saying was that I just remember having a love so deep for those eyeshadows. We had, I think me and my sister had the like cream colored one, the vanilla one, and then we had a bronze one. And I couldn't tell you how many times my mom probably repurchased those eyeshadows over the span of some years. We used the crap out of them. I can remember like cutting the tube and like scraping out the last of the product. I actually am kind of sad that they're discontinued, because I would I don't know, I would love to like buy some and see if they're just as great as what I remember. They were just cream to powder eyeshadows, but they were so like easy to use for somebody who was 13, 14, just getting into makeup. They were just almost foolproof. I mean, really, you could do just about anything with them. They blended great, but yeah, that's the first makeup that I can really, really remember like feeling good in and just loving. Question 4. So, a makeup trend that I used to love, but now I hate. So, hate is a strong word. I do not hate anything beauty related. Now, there are some things that I never really got into. I never really felt were like my style. I never felt looked good on me. Maybe I didn't quite understand, but I didn't hate them. One of them being baking. I don't see people doing this as much nowadays, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like to this day, I have never understood what's the end goal with baking. I guess I've never understood what the point is. I don't know if it's like is it supposed to make you look like more flawless, like airbrushed? Like I really don't know. I never understood it. Everybody on YouTube was doing it for a really long time, but I just never got into it. I know I have said this before, but I'm just not a big like powder wearer. I am also really happy that like the whole metallic lips is not a thing anymore. I know you remember metallic liquid lipsticks, and I know you probably wore some. I wore this atrocious like metallic green liquid lipstick. I don't know, it was a thing, but I'm glad that they're not anymore. And actually just liquid lipsticks in general, I feel like there's been a real shift from those to just more of like a creamier, even like a creamier matte liquid lipstick, if that makes sense, like a velvety matte. I know lots of brands are doing that nowadays, but I had a ton of liquid lipsticks. I mean, they were huge. My God, they were like all the rage years ago, but very strongly dislike them. Glad that that's behind us for the most part. And then the flip side of that coin, something I used to hate, but now I love. Again, don't hate anything, but I really have gotten into blush, like a bright, bold blush. I feel like that's kind of trendy right now. There's so many different like blush formulas, blush colors, finishes that brands are coming out with. I feel like blush is kind of having a moment right now, and I'm here for it. I love it. I used to only go for or wear like a neutral drugstore powder blush. That was just what I did, but I really, really have fallen in love with blush in the last year or so. So, question 6, your favorite step in your makeup routine. I think I have to say eyeshadow for this one. I mean, eyeshadow is it's just endlessly fun. It really is, I think, the step in your makeup routine where you can be pretty creative. You can do what you want. You can express yourself with colors, textures. If you want to do graphic eyeliner, if you want to be simple, smoky, dramatic, soft, whatever. There's so much you can do with eyeshadow, and yeah, eyeshadow. But also, like I just mentioned, blush. Love doing my blush. I feel like it can transform your look. It really can give you like a nice glow, like a nice youthful look to your skin. So those two, kind of tie between those two. Question 7, makeup product you can't live without. Okay, obviously this is dramatic. I can live without all makeup. I like the way my skin looks without makeup, but I guess for the sake of this, and this might sound strange, but I have to go with mascara. Now, my thought process was, I'm under the assumption that I would still have all my skincare, right? So I would still have like my facial oils. I would still have my SPF, which is super hydrating. It's actually a little bit tinted and luminous. So I feel like I could make my skin look pretty good. And I also feel like I could get some sort of like multi-purpose lip balm with a little bit of color that I could like use on my cheeks. I feel like I could live without bronzer, but once you put that mascara on, I just feel like it takes your look to another level. Even if you don't have any eyeshadow or anything on, it just really like brightens up your face, opens your eyes. So mascara. Question 8, what sparked my love for makeup? This was kind of difficult. I can't think of like one single moment or like an isolated memory where like a light bulb went off or I had some sort of epiphany where I was like, oh my God, I love this stuff. I just feel like it's kind of always been who I am. Like, I just, as far back as I can remember, I just have always loved all things glamorous. Anything that would make me feel pretty or like a princess, like, give it to me. I can remember just like going through and being fascinated by like my grandmother's makeup when we would visit, my babysitter, my mom. Of course, when you're a little girl, your mom is like the epitome of just beauty and style and grace. And yeah, I mean, I was always like cognizant of people's makeup. I always like noticed it. But yeah, I know that's not really much of an answer. I don't have a single moment. I just feel like it's always, this love has always been inside of me. Question 9, the worst makeup look I've ever done. I don't know if I have an answer for this one either. Now don't get me wrong, I do not doubt that there have been days where my makeup has not looked good. I mean, I know that for a fact, but I unfortunately grew up in a time where I didn't have a camera phone when I was just getting into makeup. So I don't have pictures from back then. Like, I don't really know. But so this is sort of cheating, but I just have to say, I mean, it's like a beauty moment, I guess, but I went through a phase years ago, like my late teens, maybe 19 through my early 20s, where I fake tanned like crazy. I mean, I was in the tanning bed several times a week. And now I just like, I cringe at the thought of it. Like, I hate thinking about it because I just think about all of the just irreversible damage that I've done to my skin. And I hate it. But I'll see if I can find some old pictures on Facebook and I'll put them in here. But look, you couldn't tell me shit back then. Like, you couldn't tell me that that didn't look good. But now when I think about it, it's just like, ugh, like, what were you doing? I don't know. I don't like looking at pictures from back then. It was just too much. But question 10, my favorite makeup look I've ever done. Again, I don't know if I have specific pictures. If I can, I'll like scroll through some stuff. If I can find some looks similar to what I'm talking about, I'll post them. But this is just sort of like a makeup look in general that I love. I love doing it on myself. I think it looks beautiful on other people, but just a very neutral glam eye, whether it's warm like bronze or cool toned, maybe some taupes or silver, just something neutral, smoky, like I said, glamorous, and then a bright lip, whether it's a bright red, a bright pink, maybe it's an orange or purple. That's just a look that will never get old to me. I think that is just always going to be beautiful, always going to be something I like wearing. Question 11, my favorite drugstore makeup product. This is no surprise if you've watched my videos. Got to be my L'Oreal Color Riche Fairest Nude Lipstick. I mean, this stuff, look, I don't know what more I can say about it. I gushed about this in I'll link this video down below, but my favorite, or like my top 10 drugstore lip products. This is stunning. I'll swatch it for you really quickly. I'm not gonna, go on and on about it, but that is it right there. It's not too cool, it's not too warm. It would look great on, I think, just about anybody, like a wide range of skin tones. It has a beautiful finish, it's affordable, it's under 10 bucks. It's hands down just the best thing that I have ever found at the drugstore. My favorite splurge makeup product, okay, a couple different things, and I know that I go on and on about these too, but this is fairly new. My Pat McGrath, this is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. Fantastic. It does everything that it claims. It's sublime, it blurs, it's magic. And my Charlotte Tilbury blush, which I know I've talked about before, the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand in Pinkgasm. It's unlike anything I own. It's so soft and subtle and beautiful and luminous and easy to use. Need I go on? It's lovely. My most repurchased makeup product, again, circling back to this lipstick. I mean, I really couldn't tell you how many times I've repurchased that and how many tubes I've gone through. Probably close to 10, if I had to guess. Either that, or I know I've repurchased this a ton too. My L'Oreal True Match foundation. It's wonderful. It's one of my absolute favorites. It does have SPF 17. It comes in so many different shades. It looks great on the skin. It's just got like a natural finish. Okay, sorry. I was just saying, it's just beautiful. It's affordable, has a great finish. I've repurchased that several times. My earliest makeup memory. Okay, question 14, my earliest makeup memory. The only thing that I can think of, again, that I have very strong memories of are going to Mary Kay makeup parties with my mom and my sister. I was probably in middle school, 7th, 8th grade. We would go pretty often. It just was so much fun. Now when I think about it, it sounds silly, but it was so much fun to me as a kid, like sitting there with, if you've ever been, you get your little tray with your little, dividers in it, and you get your little foundation, and you get to try like new colors of eyeshadow, and they teach you how to put color in your outer V and blend it. And I don't know, that was just so cool to me as a kid. I really thought that, we were doing something, we were on to something. But I loved that. I'll never forget that. Question 15 is my favorite place to buy makeup. Ulta, for sure. Drugstore. Any drugstore, but certainly Ulta. Ulta has kind of like it's like the best of all worlds. You have hair care, you have hair tools, you have nails, you have skincare, you have bath and body, you have drugstore, you have high end. It's so much fun to just go in and browse. I love looking at their clearance section. That's it, Ulta. Question 16, the most underrated makeup product I own. Okay, again, this should not come as a surprise to you, but in case it does, my Flower Beauty Jungle Lights eyeshadow palette. This is like unmatched drugstore quality. This one is brand new because if you watched my top 5 eyeshadow palettes video, I dropped this and shattered it that day, so I ordered a new one. I'm gonna swatch a few of these for you. These are so intense, you guys. Just look at that right there. Like, I know I've mentioned this before, but I promise you, every time I wear this, like, people comment on what's on my eyes. Oh my gosh, what's on your eyes? Your eyeshadow's so beautiful. And it's this. Like, this is a $20 drugstore palette. I get more compliments on this than when I wear my Pat McGrath eyeshadows, which are still beautiful and special, but like, there's just something about this that is, it's just a standout. And I don't feel like I hear enough people talk about it. Now, the most overrated products in my collection, look, don't get mad at me, but I am so tired of Physicians Formula, okay? Tired of them. I don't know why I even have two of these things. Like, first of all, they just need to do better. Okay, they have been around for what, almost 100 years, and they are still not inclusive. They still don't have a better shade range. This earring doesn't want to stay on. I was just saying, that's annoying to me. Also, this packaging is annoying. Like, it's just so unnecessary. It's so bulky, and like, what is this? Just what is this? Who is putting bronzer on with this? I don't know. It makes no sense to me. It just pisses me off. And like, the bronzer's okay. Like, it's just okay. I'm never like blown away by how good it looks when I wear it. I'll try to swatch it for you. I don't know. It's like, that's it right there. I don't know how well you can see that right there. Again, it's just okay. And I think it's pretty expensive for a drugstore product too, which sucks. And also my Kylie products. I mean, I only have a couple. I have a blush and a highlight, and don't get me wrong, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. I have the blush in Close to Perfect, and the highlighter is in Ice Me Out. But I mean, again, they're just not things that they're not things that I like can't stay away from in my collection. I'm not like, oh my God, I need to use that Kylie blush I have, you know, like, they're not things that I think about a whole lot. And this is them. Hopefully you can see them. Got the blush and highlight. I mean, they're pretty. They're pretty, but they're just not, they don't knock my socks off, you know? And I feel like for how hyped Kylie is, I don't know. I just wanted more. Discontinued product that I wish would come back is for sure the MAC and Nicki Minaj Pink Friday lipstick. I don't know what I was thinking when I didn't purchase this lipstick. Like, Nicki Minaj is my favorite, maybe ever, and I love a good bubblegum pink lipstick. Like, I don't remember how this was received. Like, I don't remember if it got good reviews, if it was bad, I don't know, but I feel like MAC lipsticks in general have a pretty good rap. I've only ever used one my whole life, so I don't really know, but I feel like people like them, and I'm so sad. Like, I'm just kicking myself that I did not get this lipstick. That's the first thing that came to mind. Question 19, where do I go for makeup inspiration? Honestly, YouTube. If I have like a palette or something, mostly it's eyeshadow inspiration, but if I have a palette or something that I want to use, but I'm not quite sure like what kind of look I want to do, I'll just go to YouTube, I'll type in the palette name and just sort of scroll through, you know, look at the thumbnails, look at people's eye looks, just get a little bit of inspiration there. That's pretty much it. Number 20, what do I want to see less of in makeup? I want to see less of ColourPop, like, forever. You know what the best part of quarantine has been? When their factory was closed for about 4 months last year, and we didn't hear anything from them. We didn't see anything from them. It really was a great time. Really was a great time to be alive. I'm also just so tired of them. So yeah, less ColourPop. I think just less releases in general. Like, just make me miss you. You know, like I want to miss you. I don't want makeup releases just jammed down my throat every day. Like, I get makeup is a billion-dollar industry. It is. I mean, I don't think that the releases are going to stop, but I'm just tired of it. Okay, so final question. I've got to wrap this up. What do I want to see more of in makeup? I think just sort of echoing what like everybody that has done this tag has said, more diversity, more inclusivity. I would love to see like more collabs with smaller content creators. I would love to see a collab with somebody who has like 1,000 followers. I think that would be cool. I think that there are a lot of really, really small creators that are just super inspiring, that have a lot of like great ideas about makeup and what they want to see on the market. So that would be cool. But yeah, just more inclusivity. But that is it. That wraps up this tag. Hope you enjoyed. If you have made it this far, please consider subscribing, sticking around for some more content. I would love to have you, but as always, until next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other, beauties.